We've got a question directed to Ged Kearney.
You got the dough to do
it's
it.
From, just hang on for a sec, it's from Ben Riley.
Ged, in the last week, Wayne Swan and the Labor Party have announced that they'll cut about $600,000 from public servants and another $2.8 billion from higher education. Ged, will you and the ACTU run a campaign against the Labor Party with the same ferocity with which you did against the LNP?
Oh, we certainly did. We're very disappointed that the decision was made to cut funding from universities, and we've publicly said that, and the National Tertiary Education Union is certainly running a campaign about that. Certainly we do not like to see any money cut from the public service or public sector, and we always openly say that that is simply not what we would like to see. So, you know, we're on the record as saying that. I'm not quite sure, you know, why you're saying otherwise.
I'm just going to quickly take the question down the front here, and we'll this gentleman's had his hand up patiently for quite a while. Go ahead.
Sorry to pick on Tim, but
That's okay.
what's the point of adding extra funding to government departments when they have no staff to deliver the services? Isn't it true that by December this year, as a result of the Commission of Audit report, you're going to sack thousands of more Queenslanders?
No, absolutely not. What's occurred is we said last year, and I said in the budget, that the job losses and the changes to the public service were the extent of the jobs necessary to undertake the repair task to get the budget going again. We believe that's been able to be achieved. We think that's the case. What I also said, though, is the government continues to be a reform government, and one of the things that needs to occur is we need to get better at delivering the best service we can, and that'll be part of the process that we're talking about with the government.
Okay, it's time to move. All right, you can have one final comment, but it's time to move off this subject. Go ahead.
Tony, I was in a government. I was in the cabinet for the best part of a decade. We never had any cutbacks, and we had massive borrowings. All this business about balanced budgets. We had the most unbalanced budget in Australian history, but we borrowed that money to build a railway line into the coalfields, and we delivered to our country the great industry that has carried Australia for the last 25 years now. We borrowed that money to do that. Tim has refused to allow the transmission line to be built out to northwest Queensland. The federal government has committed $350 million, and they're saying no to it, and yet he talks about development. The gentleman up there, let me tell you, my friend, if Australia joined the rest of the world and had ethanol, 100,000 jobs would be created over the next 10 years in that industry. If, as Clive and I are determined to have a railway line built and owned by the people into the Galilee Basin, there's another 40 or 50,000 jobs there, and another 10,000 jobs up in my area with that transmission line. But there is no movement. In fact, they've given the railway line to a foreign corporation so that they can strangle every one of the Australian operators in the Galilee Basin.
Okay.
Now we feel very strongly that there be no sale of government assets whatsoever. And in that 10-year period of the Jocky-Peterson government, no assets were sold ever, but we built stacks and stacks of great assets for all of you people here to create wealth and prosperity for you.
All right. Thank you very much.